We're going to have a word with Nigel at the end. Right, evening all.
Evening.
Hope you've all had a good new year and start of the garden season again for another year. Right, first photo. I hope you can all see me the photo on the front.
Yeah.
Nature photo, as you know, I love my nature photos. Nice little chap. Made his own umbrella. He's a good lad. Right, first thing I'm going to do, reference last year. This is my first year zooming. Is to thank all my inputters. Obviously, without them, I'd be stuck. And I'd like to get some new ones for this year as well. So if you just want to put a few photos on and not talk about them, just give me the write-up and I'll go through them. So thank you for those a lot. Right, this is also from the last Zoom that I did. If you remember, I put me this rose was from the mother-in-law's. Lynn bought it up, and that's how the chap looked. And then I cut him back a bit. And then Colin also mentioned about roses, caring and whatever. And then Andy cropped up luckily that we've got to cut him back even more. Plus Muddy Boots mentioned you can get online David Austin Rose website, and it's got all the ins and outs of doing roses, and I've got write-ups and videos, and that's what I did look at. The good thing with David Austin, his place in Wolverhampton, if you ever knows on their website, but he does lots of scented roses as well. That's what he's known for. So I've got on their website. Thank you for this, Nigel. And there's loads of stuff that you can look into. Obviously, there's different roses. So I'll run through that lot. And there's also, you can talk to somebody who's on site. I mean, I think I got on this site about 9:30 on the evening. But it says there, you can't see that there. That's buggered it up. But it just says talk to a specialist. And what I did was we sent them my last photo of the cutting of the rose. And I sent them the photo, and they says exactly the same as what Andy said. He says cut another third off that, otherwise, and anything smaller, the thickness of a pencil brush, a pencil, cut them out as well. i.e. you're thinning out and you get all the better flowers, and they'll last longer, be larger, which is the same as most other things. I thin out most fruit trees, and it's exactly the same with roses. Anyway, I thanked her for her input. So that's what I did. And basically, because this, when I got the rose up, it was an established one. Because there's the first video I saw of theirs, what they got online. When you're planting, i.e. I was planting this for the first year, but they was on about planting a rose tree or something for the first year, as this is established. Then looked at another video, and you cut down to 2 foot. There's my 2 foot mark. So I've gone down to what it is. Which has got me level. Now the next thing you do is to shape it. Like, if that's right up a corner somewhere, you're going to shape it. Cut all the back off so it don't smack into the brickwork or something. But this little chap is sticking out too much. Meaning, if I shape him like that, you look a bit better. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. Plus, this one is sticking out here. So that's jobbed them lot as well, and sent that photo to her. Perfect. So Colin, you know which website to go on, and they will sort you out rose wise. So Andy Wright.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that, mate. Thanks.
Yeah, Andy Wright.
I should be on to them tomorrow.
Right, also, if you remember uh, the last Zoom sesh, I put a photo of a garlic where it was still in one clump, and then put it in a saucer of water, and it was sprouting that way. And this is another photo I've nicked off a gardening group, and this is where they've separated the cloves, obviously, you can see, and they've just put them in a bottle of water each. So it's the same thing, but they've separated them instead. And then after well, when it gets to this, then they pot them on that road. So just to show you another different way.
And just say something there, Mick.
Yeah.
On about that garlic, I've seen another way of doing it. Again, very similar. What a chap does, he uses these freezer bags, the Ziploc bags, puts some damp vermiculite in, and puts the bulbs in with the damp vermiculite and seals it in a bag, and that makes them root quick as well.
Oh. That rings a bell from years ago with something else. Or was this just in a coal greenhouse or?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh. Right, getting some good sunsets now. Well, sunrises and sunsets. This is a sunrise. Doing the paper run. Right, greenhouse. All I'm doing is eating that end at the moment. This is, I've still got loads of room in there yet. So that's kept at 50 in there, electric fan heater. Luckily I've got electric up to the greenhouse, so I can get away that way. But as Colin said, we've had a few good days. So the door's been off, and the front door has been left open as well. Plus, I've wedged my window open. This is still tuned in. I usually unscrew them to stop it opening later on. I'll probably do it later on because that's not going to get enough heat in there to lift it anyway. But I just wedge that open, so I've got air ventilation. Obviously the heater is turned off during the day because the temperatures have been great, but you've got to have ventilation, as we'll come on to later on. As you can see there, it's kept at 10 or 50, and that's what I want him.
That with that screw fix here to me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, still got him. Look at that, that's one belly draft. Cooked. No blood. I don't like to see any blood on, mate. Collie spuds and cheese sauce. One of my favourites. Right, still getting a bit of mail. Usually the Compost King. Here's another one. Doctor.
Dr. Mark Blimey.
First time I've been a doctor. And there's Commander of the Fleet. That was the mate from down South Wales. He's a good lad. He sent me these for Christmas. He's a good one.
Wow. 8.2% that is, me.
Oh, dear.
Nice drink. And that was another dollop I had. That comes as a pack, the glass and the 2 bottles. Them are the Christmas presents I like. Better than having a cufflinks aid or a tie. Something you can use. Right, Christmas dinner. I usually have my Advocare. If I go on the side, I'd never last all day. So I'll make one of them last. These crackers was out of Lidl. Only the Chepham's, and these were the innards. Toenail clippers in the middle of a bloody cracker. Church key, which come in me bottles. And this tape measure, perfect for measuring me 8-ounce onions. 10 inches or 10.5 inches round. Perfect. That's Rosie's carrot. We had that out of second-hand shop for her. Had about 4 of them. Beef dripping. That's for the roast taters. Day after, bubble and squeak, normal thing. And the day after that, turkey, curry. Right, these are the photos I've had. This is off a new member on the British Gladiolus Society. I've clicked on his profile, but you can't get on it. Well, he ain't got nothing on. There's nothing you can click on. Basically, I wanted to see where he come from, to see where his setup was. Obviously, it's his job by the amount he's got there. But he's put a couple on, and we'll come on to the rest later on. But this is just to show you where he earths them up to keep them upright. You see it's dried out a bit there. But you see them earthed up. And obviously it works, because that's what he does, and to get away with them. And then you see it is drying out. Pretty good spell. But we'll come back onto them later on. Right, when I was in the mob, it took me 55 years to find out where this saying comes from. The toilets on board ships are called heads. And it took me 55 years to find out. Did you know how pirates lead themselves? In most ships, they use holes at the side of the ship. These are called heads. This is where the saying comes from, and that's where he left. Seats of ease, toilets in the same place, urinate just right on the side. Obviously, leeward side. But now I know where they come from. The word heads. Just a bit of summit. Right, roughers. I nicked this photo. Rough seas. I used to love it when it was rough. Because quite a few people that was always spewing up, meaning they'd never eat. So there'd be an extra grub for us who loved it. Plus, I'd be on the bridge, which is up here. And because I've got Fair's cine camera, I used to be taking film of it. Roughers. Used to love it. In fact, I got to find that film out. It's in the loft somewhere. Still on the spools, so I've got to get it transferred onto DVDs. I mean, it's only in black and white, but there's some bloody good bit of footage. The roughest seas I've been in when I was in the mob was the Bay of Biscay, which is obviously French West Coast. The Irish Sea, that's bloody evil when that gets going in the North Atlantic. But and that's a frigate. That just shows you the swell. Yeah, get one of the. But we used to love it. Another good photo I've nicked. Look at his little face. He's even happier, and he's bloody happier than him. Brilliant. Right, Guardian. This was somebody put this on Facebook a couple of weeks ago. Now, 2 years ago, it was going to be banned by 2023. Now they've added a year on, so it's now 2024. So we'll see how that goes. I've nicked this one as well. It's nothing to do in nature. Well, it is nature, but it ain't gardening nature. Fruit, flowers, or plants, whatever. I've been kicked off quite a few groups because I used to share to all the gardening groups, and I was putting stuff on non-gardening, which is this, like this one here. This is non-gardening, but to me, it is part of nature. And it just shows you the leadership. As I said, the three in front are old and sick, so they are setting the pace. The next five are the strongest, in case they get attacked or whatever. Middle group fully protected then, and the five behind are also among the strongest, and they protect the back. And the last one is the leader, and he looks after everybody, keeps the pack tie together, and he's ready to go and look after them. Love it. Right, our first speaker tonight is Jeffrey from Ostend. He served us well last year. He gave us good support for our Zoom sessions. All yours, Jeffrey. Welcome, sir.
Hi, everybody, and a Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year, Jeff.
The general talk is going to be about compost, how I do it, because I do it on mass, not in barrels like Mick does. But this is a part of how I get all the ingredients for the compost. This is my job. Every day, and especially now along Christmas time and tomorrow after New Year's Day, we collect from supermarkets. So every week we collect from the supermarkets, and these are the boxes we get in on one day. This is all fruit, vegetables, meat, packaged ready meals, anything. We collect them, we sort them out. What's good gets sold on, but I'll tell you the prices in a minute and I'll show you more. Yes, next picture, please, Nick.
Is this is stuff they can't sell on the shelves, Jeff?
Yeah, everything is still 4 days goods, and still, like the date is, let's say we're the 2nd today, so everything we will get in tomorrow will be good until the 6th. But the supermarkets just say, if we have to put somebody specially on or create a job for somebody that has to pick through everything that is still okay and isn't okay the same day, then they lose money. That's one person they don't have to pay. So they let everybody that works with the early shift has to take out every bit of stock that is no longer good for 4 days. If it's 3 days, they take it away, throw it in the rubbish. So we stepped in as a kind of food bank. We get everything in, sort it out, and then we do it in a shop, and everything sells for 10 pence, 25 pence, 50 pence, or a pound.
Excellent.
That's what kind of comes in. So it comes in like this. You can see that washing powder, bottom right, oysters, then bread, behind that, vegetables, meats, everything. Yeah, next. So you see, we put them out like this. We sort them out a lot. So like lychees, 5 lychees for 10 cents. It's like 10p. All the brassicas are 25 cents a piece. Like you see, Savoy cabbage, red cabbage, white cabbage. And we sell them to the people that get the card from what we call OCMW, which is kind of, I don't really know in British. It's kind of, if I think as a government, I don't know in England about it, but people who come here from different countries and from our own state that can't afford to pay rent, electricity bills, have 4 or 5 children that they can't support anymore, they get money from the government. So the government said, instead of giving everybody the money, so we had a lot of people here who just took the money, went drinking, and went back the next day and said, my money's gone. So they said, you can have a special card to go shopping there, and that's only for there.
Yeah.
So they can buy bread, meat, everything at lower prices, so they can feed their families, but they can't spend it on drink or on their phone or top-ups or anything like that. Yeah. So you see,
supermarkets in UK, they only sell them off cheap, literally on the last day.
yeah, but here everything is still 4 days good.
Blimey.
Like
So the stuff
pears,
we get for cheap are like virtually like gone off.
yeah, that's what you don't want. If we get that, we give them to it's called a community support group, and they make soup out of it or fruit salad out of it, and then they distribute it further to other people. So you can see onions, 5 cents for 1 onion. That would be 5p. Garlic, 4 pence for one bulb. Pears, 20 pence. Apples, 20 pence. Yeah, we'll make. Okay, that's garlic. Onions, bananas, 10 pence for a banana. Yeah, next. That's on the right, courgettes, 10 cents a piece. Broccoli, cauliflowers, 25 cents. The next one along is 3 for 10. So that's carrots, turnips, and a yellow turnip we call butter turnips here. So that's 3 for 10 cents. You can see stickers on there, red stickers on the carrots, the little carrots, red stickers, red dots. On the apples are green. Red means everything is 10 cents, 10 pence. Green means 25 pence. 50 pence is normally the meats. Meat is 25 cents. So we do it like this. So everything you can see, you can take next one. Everything you can see is all priced up. Like these are dragon fruit. It's 50 pence for dragon fruit. Chicory, 5 chicories in a bag for 10 cents. So that's my job. That's what I do. That's the start in the morning, and we can fill that table up 22 times in a day.
I need to shop here.
Everybody needs to shop here, believe me. If I could take stuff home or buy it from there, I would. Because really it's quality and cheap as chips, as they say in England.
Do you, actually,
So in
Jeff,
your
do you actually work here?
Pardon?
You get paid for working here.
Yeah, that's my job.
You're not a volunteer.
No, I'm not a volunteer. We work 5 people full time, and the rest are volunteers.
Right, I'll take my hat off here.
No,
in
that's
your-
right. No problem.
sorry, in your supermarkets then, you won't get anything that's got anything less than 4 days on it.
No, nothing less than 4 days. And if we do get it less than 4 days, it gets we call it processed.
Yeah.
Like
'Cause I mean, I bought stuff for my last Christmas shop, and it had online, and it only had 2 days left on it, so it didn't even last till Christmas.
yeah, here it's not allowed. The government doesn't allow it.
That's so much better.
Mm.
You can shop here then, Jeff.
No, the only people that can shop here are the ones that get the cards from here. We call it OCME. I don't know what's it called in England. I have to look that up. I don't know.
Mm.
Hey, Paul.
It's got to be people like on income support, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there really
we-
are a diversity of people there. It's people that come from Syria, Afghanistan, all those kind of people. Then you have the
Yeah.
local people, and now because I know a lot of people with restaurants, a hell of a lot of people that suffered during COVID closures, they can get the cards to support them. They get their rent paid for their business. So the business rent gets paid by the government if they close a long time, but that's it. They don't get support for, let's say, taxes or security or anything else. They just get the rent. So water, gas, electricity, security, everything they have to pay. They have to keep up their staff because there's no staff furlough here. So those people are starting to get cards as well and come to us as well now for food.
Do you
Mm.
ever get meat and stuff other than
Yeah.
veg or
Yes.
everything?
You can see there, look, oysters.
Good
Oysters.
Oysters. Yeah. After Christmas and New Year, we get oysters, whole turkeys, everything. And our policy on meat is everything has to be packaged that we get in. Let's say you go to the supermarket and you see like chops, pork chops, and you've got like 1 pork chop in a packet, or you've got 10 pork chops in a packet. We sell it per packet. It's 50 cents, 50p for a packet of meat, be it big, small, large, fat, anything.
Mm.
If there's 1 in there or 10 in there, if you're lucky, you take the 10 for 50 pence, and that's it. That's how it goes.
oh, that's cheap.
Yeah, and this is how what we got. It's been a few years now. We always get mushrooms. Like I had 93 crates of mushrooms on the Monday. So we didn't know what to do with them. We sold them, then we gave them away. We made soup with them. So on the Wednesday, I finally said, that's it. They're out of date. Bin them. And then I thought, no, hang on. I'll just fill them up like this. Layers of cardboard, layers of mushroom, and I'll just keep dumping them in my compost bin.
Mhm.
So I filled the bins up like this. And then that's the result of 1 week.
That's criminal, isn't it?
Mhm.
You'll have
So
loads
I
of
use them
mushroom
for
next year.
compost. I use
You
them
have
for
loads
compost
next year.
like this.
Is what, Paul?
You'll have loads of mushroom next year.
I know.
No,
I've I'd
The
be
spores
picking them up,
don't get in there, so I don't really have mushrooms in the garden a lot. Then I put some of this between them.
MP.
So I put this on top of it. Then the newspaper I put in again, because this is a water butt in a cage. I think you all know him. So
Yeah.
I saw off the bottom, the side, the front, and the top. So there's still rigidity there. The plastic keeps it inside, thus it does spill all over the garden. And then I just layer it. I start with straw at the bottom, then chopped everything we can in there, then newspaper again, then a bit of straw, then a bit of grass cuttings, then leaves, then I just build it up. And that is from last year. That's what I get from it from last year.
Wow.
That's been turned 3 times. So I can use this now inside the polytunnel to fill up my pots for big leeks and big onions. Well, trying to get big leeks and big onions. So you see, from on the right hand side, I turned that 3 times, and then on the left hand side is what is the end result. But it does take a year to about a year and a half. But it's all I need, and I don't need other compost.
Good man. Jeffrey, excellent.
No
Well
problem.
done, Jeff.
Yeah,
nice.
very, very good, Jeff. Very good.
Thank you.
And look after the grub better than our lot,
I
as
know.
Suzanne's mentioned.
Mm.
We get from Lidl, Aldi, then 3 more supermarkets here, but I don't think they have them in England. It's called
Yeah.
Deleuze, Colruyt, and Albert Heijn.
Any questions for Jeffrey? What we got on of him?
Interesting.
It's a very diverse job, so I like it.
Yeah. Rewarding as well, eh?
Yeah.
Good man. Right.
All right, mate, come on, tell us about your onions.
They've gone mouldy.
Bloody worm wheel should have come up then, so I'm going to job it.
Oh no.
Me aid to memory. But I know it should be
I need
next.
a good start to the year. Come on.
Come on,
Stop.
do some luck. Do some luck. Stop.
Right, let's
Stop,
trot in.
stop, stop, stop. Oh.
You thinking Michael McIntyre?
There's only one tonight because it's good. And
The wheel, the wheel, the wheel.
Go on, go on, go on, go on. Oh, fell at the last bench.
Dave, you was close, boy.
Is she on?
Else good on you?
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome. You can have some of them mushrooms off of Jeffrey.
Don't know what you won yet.
There was
No,
a photo on here, he's bloody cleared off. Might come on later on. You got liquid fish, a good dollop on it.
Oh, excellent.
Right, green sulphur.
Doubtful.
If you got any corms bulbs, anything like that, it stops them going mouldy and looks after them. I thought that this was banned, but I've googled it this afternoon, yet we still get it. But I think it's in the pipeline to be get rid of. Anything?
Can I ask you a question?
Of course you can.
What's the difference between green and yellow as far as we're concerned?
One's green, one's yellow.
I looked at that as well because I didn't know there was a yellow one, but they was flogging that. I think it's just the makeup where they get it from, but it still does the same job.
I've got some yellow sulphur.
Yeah.
I've got yellow, but I like Mick said, I thought the green sulphur was. It's obviously not off the market, but I've never been able to find out what the difference is between the two, if any.
Don't know. I'll have a perv.
I thought Nick might be able to answer that because he's, up to speed with all these
Onions.
things.
It was on the website. I'll have a nose and we'll come
Yeah.
back next week
Yeah.
on the next Zoom.
You're not on tonight, Nick.
Is yeah.
Come on, Nick. Talk.
No.
Won't talk.
Well, he ain't here then, is he? He's looking for a piddle. Right, these are off my mate Dave up Chesterfield. He sent me some little bulbs for me onions, show onions. I put some round them as well, just to look after the chaps.
Turnip pill.
These things, which I had from Tulip Purple Blend Mixed, J Parks. This was a free sample.
Who's them from me?
J Parks.
J Park.
I like them. They sent me a crap grapevine. As you can see, they've started spurting at the bottom, meaning he's telling me to open the bag up and get them sorted. In fact, there's quite a few started spurting. So exactly the same as if I was looking at my shallots. I'd rub them out to see if there's any soft ones, because when you rub the old skins off, if there is a soft one, your thumb's going to go in it or whatever.
Wonder if anybody's ever eaten them.
Eh?
Poisonous? Poisonous?
Are they?
Yeah.
Poisonous.
That's what I'm doing, sorting out the good. First
I
thing-
had one. I went to hospital, but I come out in the spring. Boom, boom.
Nice one, Colin.
He's had that from Amazon, eh?
Yeah.
Bloody Amazon
Take
cracker.
your hand off, Colin.
But they're a
First
Christmas
thing I'm going to
cracker.
do is I'm going to throw the bag away. He's put what I am on my little label. Right, then sorting these out. I can see the top ones, they got a bit of crap on them. They need a bit of sulphur on. What else has just come out of the bag? So I'm getting all the good ones out first and I'll look at them later. Normal thing, full size sea tray with holes in. There's a couple of trays I've got without holes. I use them just for carrying. Bit of paper on the bottom, stop the compost dropping through the holes. Then use a 15 tray insert. Plastic drinking cups. Cheers, Colin. One slice off the bottom either side. For drainage.
Why not two?
These cups sit up ideal in there. Meaning, using the plastic drinking cups, you're going to not get a knacker up the seed tray. Right, clover with added vermiculite. Just fill it up and then tap it down on the other hand. That's firm enough for me. And all I'm doing exactly the same as if these were shallots or onion sets. Just push them in about halfway, so the end's sticking up outside, looking up. Right, I've got about 3 more gaps down here, so I'm going to pick the best 3 out of this lot, which were these here. These have still got scarring, so all I'm going to do is get the old sulphur out. If I go back on that one, because this is a puffer, I did start puffing, but it all bloody come out and it was a waste. So all I do now is put a bit in my hand and then I pick one of them up and then just rub that around in there. Then I can do all of them. Then I take the top off that and put this lot back in there. So there's no waste like puffing them out, if that makes sense. There it is. You can see when I've cleaned the hole of the scar. So if he don't go, then I should bin him. But if he does do his job, you can get away with it. So there's a little chap there. There is a shoot on the bottom, the same as that one there, coming up from the bottom. So although he ain't got one from the top, he's still sending a new shoot out. As that is the nature of the bulb, he's still got to survive. So although he's lost his top one, he'll send the bottom one out. And them lot there, they got binned. So them are all sorted to give them a good watering. This is something else I thought about. Somebody mentioned this a few years ago and I really completely forgot about it, so they wrote it down. This is a bag of me worm casts, dry, been dried for yonks. And I tried it with spent coffee grounds, just watering that as well to get extra worms. So I thought I'd try it with worm cast. So I give it a good soaking, which I've done there. Then I just flap that over and go and check them in a week or so. If it's dried out again, then I'll give it another watering. Oh, there's my bloody wheel. Right, that's what you've won, Else. This jerk chicken sauce used to be in there. That's good size, dollop.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mick.
No problem. Right, Lynn, I should have mentioned this earlier on. If you've got write-ups, that's perfect. But you can also ask questions, and this is one from Lynn has got a question. Am you on, Lynn? If you ain't, I'll ask it for you. First of all, right, loofahs. This is growing loofahs. Sent me these photos. So there's the little chap there. There's you got must be close to the end of the season. Good bit of meat on him. And that's where he's drying off. Opened up. Now a question was, he's supposed to be a white loofah. Why hasn't he turned white? Anybody got any ideas? Anybody grow them? I've never grown them.
I don't think it's mature enough.
That's the outside skin, isn't he?
Leave it on
Leave it in
the
the sun.
Yeah, I think he's opened it up too early.
Yeah.
So I should say has took that off and then dried it out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Probably needed to leave it there until it dried out.
Right, well we'll pass that on for you. Thank you, people.
Hands up.
Right, back into me onion seed. It's Peter Clark and where's my other one? PH.
Peter Holden.
Got it. Peter Holden. That was old seed. This is new seed. Started coming through with my compost, same as clover compost. But something I've got which clover hasn't. You should be able to recognise those seedlings there.
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes. Nothing kills off tomato seed. And those were Nick Blake's heavy on him, which come on to them to later on. Right, these have now pulled them tomatoes out. These are now on par with the clover. Good, which is what I want. So these are ready to put out. So cups ready, plastic cups. Clover I'm doing first, so I'll make my hole in the bottom. I've got a nice little fork, which is ideal for making that hole in the compost. Plus for getting everything out. That fork goes straight underneath. I want all that root out. I don't want it to snap off. If it does snap off, you've got a chance of it going to seed. Still got the seed head on. That is where all the grub is. That's what's feeding that plant until the seed head drops off. That's when they've taken all the nourishment out of it. Root ain't that long. I would like to pop these on at the crook stage. Just bung them in the hole. 6-7 years ago, I used to put a pinch of mycorrhizal fungi in the hole, but that was growing that well. I ran out of room in the greenhouse because I did everything. So now I only use mycorrhizal fungi when I'm planting out. Obviously I firm him in upright, which he is there, and then water them. Usually after you've watered them, one side will collapse or whatever. Who's got that? Steve, yes mate.
Why did you take the onion out, the root out of your compost? Why not just put your compost into cup?
My compost?
Yeah. You've just taken that out of your compost. Why didn't you lifted it up with fork?
I've lifted that one out. I'm just transplanting into individual pots.
I understand that, but why didn't you take it with the compost and then transplant it?
Why do you leave the compost on the root ball when you transplanted it into the pot?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what size hole I want. This comes away easily anyway, away from the compost. Because that's not wet.
Yeah, but now it's got to get used to that compost you've got there.
Yeah, that's the way I've always done it. That's the way I'll always do it.
Oh, all right.
If I bring a big dollop out,
Yeah.
I ain't got it on here, have I? Like that's what come out with it.
Yeah, well, why not just take it with that instead?
Well, you can do, Steve, if you sow them in individual cells and leave them some time until the roots fill out, then you can do that method. But this method is it's an early pricking out method that works quite well, has done over the years for me. But
I think there's another thing you've got to remember here. If you're transplanting, and I do it the way Mick does, I was going to mention something else I do as well, is you take the energy that the seed uses when it first sends out the roots. It does take a little bit of nutrients out of it as well. I tend to use like a really fine compost to do it, and what I do is when I empty the tray out and I wash the soil away from the roots.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that with me.
Does that answer your question, Steve?
Yeah, I'll keep doing it the way I do it. I take all the compost because it's in a root.
Oh,
It's
Steve,
in
if that works for you, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's got to the state where it's in a root ball though. If you took that all out, the compost would just fall off.
Yeah, but the
It's not rooted.
The root is going into new compost, so it's got to get used to that compost.
There is another thing you've got to look for as well, especially if you're reselecting from seedlings that's germinated. If you want to look at your best ones, I tend to wash it off and look at the best root formation on each germinated onion, and then select the best that way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair comment.
Yeah, if you've got enough seedlings, then that's what I'd do.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, I've just watered him, so if that compost is a bit firmer than that side, then he will go over the other way. So the next thing I'm going to do is firm him upright. Yes. Yes. Right, that's the first lot done there. I'll now start on the next lot, which is the ones above. Exactly the same again. Well, I'm going to start using my own compost now. I've used the clover. So back tray underneath the compost door, lift the carpet up. Now when I took the front off, last time I took my own compost out, I thought when I opened the lid for the next dollop of compost which I'd made, I thought I'd push, well I had pushed down, but I hadn't pushed down hard enough. As you can see, there's still a gap there. So the next time I add on, which we'll see later on, I'm going to push that right down so it does fill this hole. Right, while I'm on there, see them white little chaps? Anybody know what they are?
White worm.
Springtails.
Mycorrhizal fungi.
They are
Springtails.
worms. They are goodies. So if you
Mycorrhizal fungi.
do not panic.
Why are they, Mick?
Sorry?
Why are they?
Springtails.
Yeah.
The potworms.
Potworms.
They are part of the breakdown process. If you see them, don't panic. They are goodies. They are a cousin of the earthworm.
Oh, okay.
Quite a few people see them and they don't crap themselves, but they think there's something wrong with my compost. No, there ain't. It's just normal. So I start getting my own compost out, which we got there. That's enough for what I'm going to do now. So the door goes back on, bit of carpet comes back down, and then the flap, last one, that goes down. Right, first thing I'm going to do, because I'm going to use this as a dry medium, obviously, my drinking cups. I want to pick all the worms out. I don't want them in my cups, I'd rather put them back in the compost heap. So there's my tray of worms which I've just took out and going back in the bin. So I'll take the lid off again. So any worms which are on my carpets get shook onto the next one and the last one. So all those worms are in there. Pot worms as well. And then that lot are shook into there. Nice good dollop. Right, while I'm in there, I've got to dig down to that hole and then backfill so it's nice and full. So this is just digging out chunks, and as you can see, the chunks are full of worms, which is what I want. Now I've got down to it, I found it. So this lot is pushed down from underneath, so I know I've got no void again. Then them lot are pushed on top. These top two carpets have dried out. That one is still a bit dampish, but I want worms multiplying in between these two carpets as well. Don't forget, this is less than a week I've been in here, so I've got a water, greenhouse temperature, not cold water. If we start getting a frost again, I think our first good frost is Wednesday this week, meaning the greenhouse temperature, this will be too cold as well. Luckily I've got electric, as you know, so kettle, if I need that to get tepid, nothing gets weighted with cold water. So he's nice and tepid, and that's just water. Give that top on a good water, and that'll soak through and cover the next one as well. That's me up to date with the compost. Right, because this compost is cold, because it's just come out of the bottom of the bin, he will get it put into a spare bag as we got there, and that will get folded up and left in the warm end of the greenhouse, which is obviously this end, until tomorrow or the day after. Then it is greenhouse temperature, which is what I want, because next to it is my bag of clover compost, which is mixed with vermiculite. That is also greenhouse temperature. So the lot I have done, they get weighted. Nick's heavies. Yes, who's got your hand up, Jeffrey?
Yeah, do you mix your own compost with vermiculite as well, or not?
No, mate. It's only the compost bought in. I've got my own vermiculite with my lumps. I use vermiculite there because that hangs on to moisture, water and oxygen. My lumps hang on to my moisture, water, oxygen. Right, Nick's heavies, he give me some heavy seed. Them will come through nicely, but they're not at the crook stage yet, so I'm not going to put them out yet. Colin?
Yeah?
Are you ready, sir?
Yeah. Okay. Well
Good
done.
man, good man. Hang on, Steve's got his hand up.
No, sorry, I pressed wrong button.
Right. Well, it's these are pretty well much on the same theme as Mick and Jeffrey previously. It's compost, homemade compost. There is my compost that I've emptied out and it's ready to use. Next one, Mick. There's probably, yeah. Here I go. I'm forking this through. You can see it's well, and I've got one of these little rotavator things that I use to sieve it out a little bit.
Nick, got your hand up, mate?
Yeah, just completely off subject, but it is on subject. Just a heads up to everybody, if you're near a Wicks, they're selling off Jack's Magic compost, 60 litres for £2.50 at the moment to clear stocks.
Are they?
Yeah. Are they?
Yeah, £2.50 a bag.
About a week ago, that has.
Yeah.
They've all sold out.
Search online for the, yeah.
Yeah, just search your local store.
They're 50 litre bags, Nick, not 60.
Oh, 50 are they? Apologies.
Yeah, we've got plenty at Milton Keynes.
Still cheap anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Nice one. Long as it's not heavy.
Did you live that?
If it's heavy, it's wet.
Yeah.
Okay, Colin, mate.
Down there tomorrow morning, banging on the door. Yeah, I'll put this through this little bit of a rotivator sieve. That once again I picked this up cheap off
Amazon.
Facebook Marketplace. I think I only paid £3 for it. It's brilliant. Next one, Mick. Give it a good stir. You can see what's happening here. It's a little Clark's one. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else has got one, but they are really good.
Me and Nigel's got one.
I've got one for about 5 years. They're brilliant.
Yeah.
If you get to machine mart, I sell them.
If you've got no drill, it fits nicely on top.
Yeah.
And you can use drill to, well, that's what I've done. Instead of sitting there winding it.
That's my daily workout, mate. That's the only exercise I'm getting.
And you need it.
I certainly do. Anyway, that's the stuff that's coming through from the sieve. This is my own compost.
Good group.
It's all emptied. I don't turn it. I put everything into the big one, and then I empty the middle out of the big one into the small one, which you can see, which you've seen, and then I empty the small one into. This is what I'm using now, and I've got quite a bit of it to get through. But this is the product that I'm using now for my seeds in the greenhouse. You'll see next one, Mick. I've just finished a bucket full off. That's enough to be going on with. I've got these little propagators with a high dome, and I find that brilliant because you can put them inside a bigger propagator, and it just gives them double protection. And I find things germinate very, very quickly in them, and you get 6 for about I think it's about 15, 18 quid. I can't remember now. But you'll see what they're like later on. This is just putting them in the propagator to warm the compost up before I actually sow. There you go. There's the high lid domes. They're only sort of 6 inches long by 3.5 inches, but they are good because I mean you're only sowing a few seeds at a time, aren't you?
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. There's the old propagator. I've had that a number of years. It's still going strong. The only problem with that is I haven't got a thermostat on it. It just goes. But the box underneath, you see the aluminium stainless steel tub that it's in. I've got a heating table under that's got a thermostat on. When I was at work, I conned the fabrication bloke into making me that as a freebie. Where are we going? We're going backwards.
I'm trying to get rid of this line on the bottom.
Colin, you can buy a thermostat for about a tenner, which you plug your propagator in. It'll have a little probe. You stick inside your propagator unit. It'll measure the temperature off there.
Oh right, I'll have a look at that. Or if you've got a link, Nigel.
I bought mine.
Amazon.
I bought mine from Elixir.
Elixir, yeah.
Alexa.
No, don't say that. I got one in here to fire it up.
Yeah. All right, I'll make a note of that. Cheers. And that's just a general view of the overwintered geraniums. I've got some pansies in the front that are doing quite well. It's just I shall be taking cuttings of these actually very shortly, and they'll all take. There's some nice healthy plants there that did well last year, so I thought I'll keep them and grow them on, and they've overwintered quite well. I have sprayed them with a fungicide, keep the powdery mildew down. And I'm also still using my hot box sulfume in there. I don't know how you getting on with yours, Mick.
I haven't started it yet. I've got to get it cleaned out, get it ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm using that on a regular basis, and it's a sort of prevention rather than cure.
That's it.
You know, you use it before you see the problem, I think. There's me pansies. They look quite healthy. I'm probably pricking out now and potting on, but there's I bet there's 150 there, 200. So we'll see how we get on with them. That's just another general view. I can't remember what those seedlings are at the back, but they're some sort of flower. I haven't done my hedge yet. Don't know. No. I can't remember. Sorry. Mine's gone.
No matter.
There's me slots coming on. That looks white, but it's actually yellow sulphur, Mick. Not the green that you're using. But they're all begin. In fact, looking at them, I think I might have planted these a bit too deep. But at least they're shooting, so they should be all right.
Yeah.
I normally just press the bulb in halfway down, but it looks to me as though for some reason I've buried them. I don't know why, I've only just noticed. That's me winter baskets hanging on for dear life. They'll come through in the spring, hopefully, and make a bit of a decent show. Keep spraying them with fungicide, etc. Might need a feed soon as well. There's me. I've got 2 of these pots, like you, Mick. I bought a couple of roses from David Austin a few months ago now, and these are how they came. And these are, I've got this pot is very large. It's not quite, about 24, 26 inch diameter, so it should be all right. And I've got 2 of these either side of the back window, and the rose itself is a small tall grower called what's it called? Gertrude Jekyll. So I'm hoping they'll make a nice arch over the window eventually. We'll see.
We've got 2 of them, Colin, and Gertrude Jekyll. Got a lovely scent on them.
They're an old variety, aren't they? And,
like a pinky colour.
Yeah, and they look really nice in the catalogue. So I thought, I'll try them. And they're not vigorous climbing roses either. I didn't want one that, went 20, 30 foot. So hopefully they'll do the job, especially being in pots as well. They won't rampage away. That's just a general view of the garden that needs tidying up. Plenty of leaves there to scrape up still. But it's, looking a bit bleak at the minute. Carry on, Mick. Yeah. Depressing, really, isn't it, looking at that? And in the spring and the summer, it looks quite well. I'll take photographs over the season and show you how it looks much better than that.
Plants need a rest, Colin.
Yeah, but it does look a bit dismal. In fact, I should get amongst it and tidy it up a bit. I don't know, that's still in flower. I don't know what that's called. Does anyone know?
Shimika, I think.
Who?
Shimika, I think.
Shimika.
Something like that.
Skimia, S-K-I.
Skimia.
Skimia. Yeah, it's an evergreen, and it's still flowering, so there's still a bit of colour about, even this time of year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. There's me. There's me fruit trees. That I've potted up. They seem to be holding their own and surviving. So we'll see how we get on with them.
Is that bamboo, Colin?
Sorry?
Bamboo.
That's the bamboo on the left, but the others in the pots are fruit trees that I got off the lady off Facebook. But this bamboo here, I've actually got 3 pots of that. My mate gave me one. I split it up into 3, and they want splitting up again now.
What is it?
Well, he said it was the black stalk one.
Yeah, I've got that.
But at the minute, there's no sign of any black stalks. But he said, oh, they'll come when it gets more mature. But
It takes years from getting mature. Mine's been in, 10, 15 years. And he's maturing now. The black stalks come off it. And he's must be about 4 foot wide. It's in the ground now.
Yours in the ground. Well, I was reluctant to put these in the ground until I was convinced they're black stalk, because if they're not and they're the rampant type, once they're planted, you can't get them out.
Mine was 12 foot tall, but I've cut it down to 6 foot now.
Yeah. But they're nice and healthy.
Did he used to have the black bamboo at home? He had it up the side of his pond.
Nice.
And it looked nice because, as you say, with the black stems, but the bloody roots, they went somewhere. In the end, it split the base of the pond. That's how strong the roots were.
I'll give you a bit of a fact on bamboo. The fastest growing bamboo in the world, it will grow 36 inches in 24 hours.
Yeah, it does. And you ain't got that one, Colin.
Can we get it in this country, Nick?
I think if you give it the space, it just grows like weeds.
Oh dear, no. But I say, if anybody wants one of these bamboos, I can split them up and pot them up. If they want to come and collect them, it'll be difficult to post out. But if anybody happens to be passing by, they're welcome to split one up at any time. There's the that's the whole of the 3, I think. No, it's 2 buckets. I've got a bucket the other side of the patio.
Isn't mine even bigger, Colin?
Blimey. Well, that's
all get bigger.
And then 30 litres, Colin.
Yeah, they're bigger ones.
Bigger the pot, the better now.
This is why I shall keep dividing them just to give the roots a bit. Otherwise,
a metal bin.
I haven't got one. They'll destroy the pots if they're left in them. So I don't want to do that. So I'll just keep tipping them out and cutting them in half or 3.
Incidentally, while we're looking at them pots, if anybody's interested in them pots, some 30 litres, Auckland are currently doing 10 of them for 33 quid.
Blimey. Yeah. Yeah. They're good pots. They'll last for years, don't they, Nige?
Yeah, I got about 50. I have. I grow all my taters,
I know, I've seen them. all your Sarpomera.
I'm still harvesting Charlottes, what I planted last March.
You can get them pots 30 for 30 quid delivered to your door from Oakland Garden Centre.
It's 33 now, Steve.
Has it gone up?
Yeah.
What, at Oakland?
Yeah. Tony's put an email out, he put the wrong price on, it's 33 quid.
For how many, Nige?
10.
10,
yeah, right. Oh, that's all right, yeah. There's looking back from the top of the garden down towards the house, it's the lawn. Do you remember I renovated the lawn back in the early autumn, and that's looking quite good now, isn't it? It does need cutting. It's come back quite strong. I'm hoping it'll be a nice lawn next year. Or this year, later on this year. Yeah.
You got a good sized back garden there, you Carl?
Oh, it is a big garden. It used to be the village police house, and as such, it got a bit of land to it, and then we bought that. We managed to buy that little bit of land on the side of the neighbour at the back that I use as an allotment. So it's a good size, but and that's me new renovated area by the fence. You can see where I took all my raised beds away. I've sown that with grass. I've planted roses all down the fence That's right, at 90 degrees, all along with the fences that you can see. I'll put a rose about every 4 or 5 foot. Climbing roses up the large fence and bush roses by the picket fence. I'm in two minds about this seed. I'll give it a chance and see how it cuts, but I might have to take the plunge and put some turf down and landscape it a little bit. But it'll be coming nice. But I must admit, I'm missing my raised beds there, to be honest.
Yes.
There you go. There's the clerk of works.
Looks like Steve.
Hey?
Looks like Steve.
That's clerk of works. Yeah, has to come and authorise everything and pass it on. There's the thing. There's me tubs that I'm putting up. I keep meaning to put these up on the wall. These are for me strawberries, like you're doing, Mick. But I haven't got the gumption to put them up yet. There's not the gumption, but the go. All me get up and go is gone for the minute. But that's the job that needs doing. Yeah. I don't know where I got them from. I can't remember ever having them up before, but they must have come with one of the greenhouses, I think. Or that's strange. Just go back, Mick, please. You see that bench there?
Been burnt.
Nice burn, and it looked. I keep wondering. I wonder if that's been struck by lightning. That's the only thing I can think of. You see where those two panels are black?
Yeah. Does look sootish, do it?
Yeah. And it's only on them two and down the back. And that's the only explanation I can think of.
Colin, you leaned forward and broke wind, have you?
I don't know, but my missus was sat there quite some time. I'll have a word with her. Anyway, there you are. I saw this in the thing. I thought, blimey, he's branched out from wine and thing to, and then I looked at it. It's old pulp. It's spelt different. It's not mixed brand, but tastes very nice. Have you tried it, Mick?
Hey?
You haven't had any of that, have you?
No.
No.
I'm not a whiskey drinker.
No. There's me 3 little propagators warmed up in the heat, ready to be sown. Quick one there, Mick. This is when I bring me compost in from the compost heap. I run it through this sieve to get the finer bits out to make it a really nice pliable compost. This one, Mick, and that's what you get. And then I'll mix it with some of this. It's not vermiculite. I can never think of it. What's the name of this?
Perlite.
That's it. I put perlite in because it does need draining, and that's the little bits and pieces that are left over from riddling. But all that goes either on the beds or it's all good stuff, all breaking down nice. And I sowed these. It says I can't remember where I got these from, but Alcadux Claudia 50 seeds. Right, there's 27 in there.
Well, they're seeds, haven't they?
Hey?
I'm not seeds.
And the amount of date, Colin?
Well, bloody hell, 20 year ending 2021, 50 seeds. There was 27 of them, I swear. And I can't remember where I got them from, otherwise I'd complain.
Perhaps you used that the other half.
No, it's a new packet, I swear. I'm sure. Anyway, I've been ripped off, eh? There, and there they are in my own compost. I don't add any I don't know if Mick does. I don't add any fertiliser or anything into the compost. I just leave it as it is. You put any additives in, Mick, before
No,
you?
not straight. You've got grub in the compost to start off with.
Yeah.
Stuff in there. They don't need a lot.
Yeah. So there you go. That's it. That's all nice. That'll be. And there's me seeds coming through. This was after 4 or 5 days. I think there's some. I don't know whether they're leeks or onions at the back. It's not a very good photo at the front, but they're just coming through.
Leeks.
Leeks at the back.
Leeks, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I think this one on the left is some onions and some cabbage that's not quite come through yet. But they're through now. I should have took some more pictures.
Yeah. You
but
can't
they're
see
all-
them, Colin.
Eh?
Just make them out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Green.
Yeah. But it just proves that, you know, I mean, these leeks, for instance, up here, you can see I haven't put any vermiculite. And the compost is good. It's you know, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
So there we are. Now, there's a drink. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all the best for 2022. Cheers.
Cheers,
Good
Colin.
man.
Colin.
Cheers.
Nice one.
Good health.
Colin, by the way, I'll put a link to a couple of those soil thermostats if you want to look in the chat.
All right. Okay. Nice. Thanks. I'll have a look. Cheers, mate.
I have them Super 7s. I've got about 5 on them. And there's 7 of them pots on them. And you can buy them pots off of eBay for £8.
Look at the chat, can't you?
Which pots? The
Green ones.
oh, the little
Yeah,
yeah. They're very good, very useful.
they are. Very good.
And that guitar there is a very expensive one.
Is it?
Colin, you've got quite a bit of air on there.
Well,
I
is
have,
it
I don't
a
know
tack
where-
eye, Colin?
I don't
There's
know
an
where
old
it's all gone.
photo.
Is it tack eye?
Takamine. It's nearly, it's over 40 years old. It's very, very, very nice guitar.
I've got a 40-year-old Echo.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, blimey. Hey?
It's nice to see it.
Is that the one with the bolt-on neck?
It's a 12 strings.
Really?
Yeah.
Go on, give us a tune.
What?
No, it's Mick's gardening program, not Watch with Mother.
Oh, all right.
Cheers for your input, Colin.
Cheers.
Thank you, Colin.
Thank you. Cheers.
Oh, he got up there.
Right, another
Don't know
one.
if he was fully naked or I think just his top. God, what's he got there?
Somebody in the background, can you
Elsie.
mute yourselves, please?
You wouldn't be able to pick them up.
Elsie.
Is it?
What?
Of course, who it is on here.
Elsie.
I don't know yet.
Somebody's got telly on.
I'm excited with the win.
Right, another good for me.
That looks
Crusty cobs, steak, onions, gravy. Mmm. Right, Tesco. I was running out of spent coffee grounds. They was waiting for me. In
Wow.
fact, the last lot of spent coffee grounds they dished out to the public was what I had off them. And they've been saying they've dished about 8, binned them every day. Nobody asked for them. They don't get nobody coming in asking for them. And there's quite a few local gardening clubs had my talk, and I tell them where I get them from. So anyway,
White things, Mick.
hey,
What's them white things?
that's what they come in. It's like a tea bag. So you just open them up, pick them off, spin them. But
Will
with
they
these,
decompose them?
I'll just break these up. Nice sunny day, as you can see outside. So I know it's not going to rain. I'll just break the lumps up by hand. So it's the powder form, and once it's dry, it's going to last. If it is wet, it might go a bit mouldy and whatever.
How do you use it, Mick?
If it's during the year, I use all my raised beds or the land, the garden, top dressed 3 times a year with it. Just put it on the base, round the base of your plants and that. Plus, if there's anything which slugs will get at, just put spent coffee grounds around it, and slugs will go nowhere near it. If it piddles down, washes it away, just put some more down. Plus, I use it as an activator for the compost bin. Excellent stuff. Natural product. Right, this is one for you and for anybody else who likes the bonsais.
Yeah,
This has got to be years old.
Gives us that one.
That's nice, isn't it?
There's a thickness in them.
Whose is that, Mick?
It's a Japanese one, that one.
Yeah, I nicked it off the internet.
Oh, right. Bloody hell.
I'll buy that for $1.
But even that, the way it's set up, brilliant, isn't it? Even that little bit underneath, I got something doing.
Yeah.
But superb.
It is, yeah.
And there's another good one.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is a natural one. It's in the middle of a lake or whatever. But even that's took a while to get going. I don't say a proper bonsai.
Oh. Can Steve Medlicott mute, please? His television's on.
Can it tell her? Coronation Street's on in a bit.
Oh, cheers.
Thanks, Steve.
Right, this one, I saw this one. Now, this is red land crabs. This is in Australia. The photo was taken on Christmas Island. And looking into it, when I googled it, there's quite a few islands that do this. It happens every year, obviously. Because the crabs have come in, buried all the eggs and whatever in a certain period, obviously, yeah, when they all hatch out. But you don't get that happening down Breen Sand. Just weird, eh?
Excuse me, I'm having
There's that many islands where it happens.
You have to do that.
Right, my raised bed, which I've got my timber for. When it is a dry day, and I know it's going to be a dry day, I take my cover off because I want these to dry out. Meaning, if these was left to the open, they'd be twice as heavy when I come to pick them up. Plus, I've got because I'm using these for my ends as well. So they're 8 foot long, 4 foot wide, so that'll be my ends. So I've got to saw through them. It's easier to saw through him if he's dry than if he was wet. If that makes sense. So my raised bed top of the garden, that's where I do my shallots. So that is vacant, that bed's prepared. I've got some old solid tubs which I've upended there to take the weight of this because there's a bit of weight in it. This is under protection because I've got the clear polystyrene sheeting above it. So the wind movement in there will be perfect for drying them out. And in fact, it's tomorrow while our bends are done, we've got to saw through that one. Ready. So also, as you can see, the sun is out. So I'm still utilising my solar panel and my fan. So my fan is blowing along on this as well. The next photo is looking at the top of this one, which is there. That's where my solar panel is. With my top on the where I have got it, I sloping a bit backwards. So the rain, if it does rain, it goes off that way. Meaning this one is sloping towards the sun, if that makes sense. That's why I've moved him over to this one. So he gets more sun than if he would have been on that one. So my others, as I said, when the sun is out, and this was took this morning, it only has the sun for about an hour and a half when it goes, obviously, that road. But when he is up there, as you can see, he's on him there. These are all separated, so I've got a bit of ventilation anyway. 10 pegs, this was from Craig Leith again. I was running out for pegging down while he's still got them. Where was this? Was this Clent Nurseries? It was, or £8 for a bag of compost, 70 litre, or 2 for £7 each. So Westlands, this is, yeah. Right, these slabs are coming up. Paul's having them. Then for the back garden, Paul, or on your plot?
With beer on.
Bottom of the garden.
Good man. What on you call bloody see that up there because of that? I think by drinking 130 bottles of wine you could save a bird. And our first frost, good frost, is this Wednesday. As long as we don't get one like that. It's great, ain't nature? Unless it's your bloody car, of course. Right, Nick's seedlings, them are a bit better. They're nearly at the crook stage, or most of them are. Meaning all the seeds are lifted out if they're still buried in, i.e. I'm not at the crook stage. As long as I'm lifted away from the compost, then I can pot them on alright. And there'll be no disturbance of the seed head. So that's what I'm doing here. So out of a drinking cup, I just upend that and then separate them this way. Just go back on that one. As you can see there, in the compost, which is clover, I've got vermiculite mixed in with that as well, but I just cover the seed with vermiculite. With whatever size seed you're using, if it's a broad bean, then the compost you put on top, or whatever grey medium you're using, is the same height as that bean. So you don't want much of a covering because the seed's only small. So all I do is top dress with a... Yes, Steve?
Them seeds that I'm looking at now, will they turn into onions that you can eat, or will they turn into onions?
They will dry off and drop off.
No.
It's onions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will they be set? So will they be edible onions?
All onions are edible.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, will they grow into the same size as an edible onion?
Oh.
They'll be big onions, are they?
If he grows them right, they'll turn into £10 plus. But if you're hungry, you can eat one.
So they won't turn into onion sets for next.
No.
All onion sets, some mature onions, what they overwinter for the next year.
Okay, I got you now, because I've got loads of seeds and I didn't plant them because he says that you need to plant them, let them get to a set, then put them away all Christmas, then put them out again following year, and after that, I don't fancy that one.
Sets from seed.
That's producing your own sets, yeah, from seed.
So they will produce an onion this year.
Yeah.
These will, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I've never known anybody do what you just mentioned, Steve.
No, I haven't.
And yeah?
No.
I'll get it out. It says it on packet.
I've grown onions from seeds.
I'm not
and
saying
if I can do it, anyone can do
but
it.
it's that long bloody winded. Gordon Bennett.
Well, I didn't know if they grew to sets.
No,
or
I
they grew to onions.
When you put them on, will I be going under grow lights?
No. End of the greenhouse. The grow lights are in the loft, but I'm not using them anymore. If I wanted a good one, then obviously I've got to. Right, so I've separated the chaps. These will come away easily anyway, without any disturbance. Don't forget, this is my compost. Once again, I've took all the worms out, whatever. So I've made my home with my little fork. These are going in, obviously. Nice big lumps in my compost, that's what I want. Firm them in upright. Then we give them a nice watering. There's my compost ones, that's the last ones of the clover one. They've all had a good watering. I'm then going to put them upright once they've settled, when I know the water has gone down. It's just helping them out. Because I want a decent onion, just look after them. Once these get a bit of weight on and the second shoot starts coming out, once they get about 5 6 inches high. When they start toppling, that's when I put me bit of wire around, just to help them out again. So that's how it looks in the end of my greenhouse at the moment. Loads of room, but I'm not doing so much this year as I normally do anyway. So the shots and everything like that are in the cold end of the greenhouse. They'll be okay there. So my door's back on. This was later on this afternoon. Strawberries, if you remember earlier on, I potted these in 2 to a half basket. That one don't look very well, neither does that one there. Let's have a closer inspection. Well, there's some decent ones. That's a new leaf, so they have started already. They're going to have a bloody check Wednesday when we have their first good frost.
You remind me, Mick, I've got a few strawberry plants I can bring up.
Yeah. But that chap there, he's still alright. But what I'm going to do before we do have our frost is cover these again with some damp chicken muck. Not chicken, rabbit muck. That's the other one. He's got a little shoot there. And my fruit trees, doing well up there. These little chaps, as with Colin, I forgot the name of him, somebody will tell me. Anybody recognise him?
Is it Pensterman?
Yep, Nigel's seconding that.
Yeah. Pensterman.
Because he's going through again, just in case he's poisonous for the dog.
There's some. Is that picture taken recently, mate?
Yeah.
There's some cutting material there, mate.
Too late. I've jobbed him.
Oh.
Just yesterday.
Yeah.
I'll know for next year. Usually the bloody way. So I'll leave about 2 or 3 inches up so I know the plant is there. Same as everything else. I know cut them right down ground level. I've learned my lesson doing that. And there's my cuttings which I've thrown in the green bin, obviously there. So this is green waste which I need for my composting.
Yeah.
So that's what the one side does now. Most of the stuff, well, in fact, all of it's been cut back, ready for when we get the bad frost.
You sorted your
Side.
turf?
Sorry?
Have you sorted your turf?
It will be sorted very soon.
I'm watching. See how it goes because I've got the same problem.
Yeah.
And a sheep, Mick.
And what?
A sheep.
Where?
In your back garden.
We're a duck.
There.
Yeah, a duck.
Sheep and a duck are.
Oh.
Keeps the slugs away.
Are you
On who's
having-
crackers?
still having your AstroTurf?
I'll get the muck. That's next week. Plan B.
Plan
Right, if you
B.
look at the photos I put on earlier on, this new chap, he's come on the British Gladiator Society. But I wanted to see where he come from. I don't know if it's India or whatever. But this is him flooding. There's a big bank here. And you see where the pipe work goes underneath. And obviously he's opened a valve. But it pours out here and it floods the lot.
Wow.
And
What's
he's
his
put
name?
3
photos on.
God.
But this field got to be level as hell. I mean, it's got to be level, otherwise it wouldn't bloody work. But everyone is flooded.
Does he put his ducks on it?
Might do. But it works.
What's his name, Mick?
Guess you ask him how often he does it, whatever. Right, our show. Show schedule is now ready. It's been revamped. A couple of alterations. If anybody wants one, interested in looking what we do, and think, oh, I might be able to make that, then I can send you one in the post.
Send me a link. Send me the link to it, Mick, and I'll come down.
I'll send you one in the post. I'll put your schedule in the post. Right, this was last year, as you can see there. we had 12 Zoomers. This is Ocelot. Andy, I've got to try and talk him into staying the night so I can keep Nick company when he's on the ale, because he was an outsider. Nick come up from a Chard. Yeah, obviously gets B&B at the local Premier Inn. 29 quid a night.
Yeah, I'll have some of that.
But if we can get more going, these two are from Wednesbury. They get a taxi down. All the rest are locals. Nick, recognise that? That's your breakfast in the morning at the Premier Inn.
Greedy bugger.
Yeah. I had 2 of them.
Good man, good man. Let's go back on that one. Right, judging on the day starts at 2:30. This is obviously on the Saturday of the show. And they finish about 5, 6. That's how long it takes them. So the marquees then open from 6:30. The auction starts at 8 PM and that lasts all night. We have a break halfway through, so Paul can go for the fiddle and a pint. Obviously Paul's one of our auctioneers. It's a good night. And last year also, Nick, Chris and Neil also came to our presentation night, which was in November. And this year it'll be the 3rd of November. That's a Thursday night, a normal garden meeting night. Jeffrey from Ostend is coming this year to the show, COVID allowing. He was going to come last year.
Good man.
It would be good to meet up with more of you. If you
Yeah,
don't know anything, just put in a jar of pickle or jam. All entries are free, as it's an open show. But if anybody fancies a schedule, just have a nose through. Let us know, and I'll send you one in the post. Right, this was down. Our shed was open Saturday first time, only for an hour, in case anybody wants any compost. If we didn't open up, somebody would bloody go down. But Craig, this is he's just up from our sheds, and these is broad beans coming through now. Now he planted these September last year. Obviously undercover, we see this tunnel. But he says the pollination's crap, obviously, because you got this door closed. I says, well, how I'd get around that was just to spray it daily with a small hand sprayer. Meaning the droplets are going to them and then drop down to the ones below. It just stops pollination because it is enclosed. Then you should have more set. I should do that with my tomatoes in the greenhouse. Either walk past and knock the plants, the pollen will drop off, or just spray them with a small mist and spray.
Is that your place, mate?
No, it's Craig on our side. It's on our allotment side here.
Yeah.
I ain't bloody there anymore, am
I just wondered what lock were for.
Because we got some ragworts on site. One of the reasons why I get up chairman's job. Right, Andrew Sharp, he's a zoomer. This is his first input. He's a good lad. He's just making benches out of old pallets. He's just getting ready for the next growing season. But that's what he's doing there. Right, second lot of my compost was warmed up. So the last lot of these onions from seed. These are the show onions. These are going out. Hole in the middle, exactly the same again. Bung them in. Cook stage, perfect. We've got a good eyesight. The second root is just coming out there.
Yeah.
Watered again, tepid greenhouse water.
Mick,
A lot done.
don't you ever sieve your compost? You just use it as it comes out of the bin?
Yep.
I'm going to try that then.
I used to sieve it, and then I thought about when I did that trial with I ended up with Levington M3 against my own, But watering the M3 compost, the water and the feed was just running straight through.
Yeah.
The roots have got to take it as it runs through. With my compost, because I've got lumps, that will hang on to the moisture and the warmth and the
Must
feed.
admit, I always now I don't water from the top. Always water from the bottom. Soak from the soak. So if you've got a 7 centimetre pot, which is what, less than half a litre, I always when I'm potting on like that, I'll pot on into dampish soil, but put a bit of water into the soil, mix it up by hand so it's all fluffy, and then I always put a tray, a holeless tray at the bottom, and I just soak it. I don't water anything from the top until I get to probably 3 weeks and 4 weeks into that Mick, and then water from the outside, so that the roots reach the bottom. And if you keep the soil dry at the bottom, the roots will come back up, and sort of grow on themselves. So just trying to maximise the soil. That's what I do.
I do the same as you, similar to you, Nick. I water the first time I've potted on, but from then I water underneath. And the trays I bought some cheap cat litter trays, them deeper than normal soil compost ones, and I pop a bit of capillary matting in the bottom as well.
Yeah,
and that
I mean, the only disadvantage with watering from the bottom for the first 3 to 4 weeks, or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, however long the soil lasts, you tend to get a little bit of gnat movement in the top of the soil, because it's dry, and the gnats quite like that.
And
but to be fair,
if I've gone the opposite way, gone too much, I'd get a bit of green appear on top of the soil as well.
Yeah, I don't get that because I keep fans running, but and then, like I said, at the end, when you know you're about 3 to 4 weeks in, when the soil's going to run out, water from the tops, but around the outside with a very small rose watering can.
Yeah.
And that tends to bring the roots back up. I think what a lot of people fail to do, not trying to teach you how to suck eggs or anything, but what people fail to do, the roots go to the bottom and they think, wow, I'm ready to pot on. Actually, you're not, because you want to get the roots back up and fill the soil to get a big root mass.
Yeah. Good inputs coming in.
That's another tip, because as soon as I see the roots down the bottom, I've always potted up. That's where
stop water. If you water from the bottom to start with, get the roots down, and then once the roots are down, you have a look at the pot. You can see the roots at the bottom, can't you? And you think, oh, that's it. No, actually, stop watering from the bottom. Water from the top, and you'll create a much better root system.
That's it. The world record will be mine now.
Yeah. If you get a better root structure, it's better for transplanting. Then it doesn't collapse when you're potting on.
Bloody hell, I've never thought of that. Always, makes sense.
Right. What you mentioned earlier on, when I had my free sample from J Parks, I had quite a bit of stuff off him. But if you remember, a few months ago, I had a grapevine off him. I've still kept the chap. There he is, still dead as a fart. So
Got a bit of life there, Mick. Halfway up. It's got a bit of life there, halfway up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it might be a bit.
I cut that top piece off and leave the bottom bit.
Well, it's crap anyway, compared to what it should have been like.
No, it's all recovered that well.
Right, I'll go and now bring a boy in June, if he does come. Same as him, he'll go in the bring boy.
I've got one of them.
Right, this is in the Sun newspaper this morning, so it's got to be true. Aquamation using water and chemicals in a green alternative to cremation. It's said to cut the amount of awful colour. So if that comes cheap, a couple £100, then that'll do for me. Right, I've started washing out my eggs again. I'm getting low on eggs because I used to get them. People save me for them. But I'll just wash them out, dry them, and then put them in the microwave. Then that cleans them, gets them nice and brittle, and they will go into the grinder sometime next week.
Do you want some, Mick? I'll get you some.
I'll have a few off you all.
I know a chap who does his wife does cooking, cakes and stuff. There you go. Loads of them.
Right,
Bag
this
them up.
afternoon, Ben's still at home. He legs it back Tuesday or Wednesday, I think. But we took a 4-bin line of full loads down to me local charity shop. It's the wench who looks after me, saved me all the old paperback books. We took 4 bags down to her. I says, right Ben, while we're here, let's go and have a look in the skip. So I legged it in the skip. I got another good dollop of greenage for me composting, because I don't get so much now on the allotment. So that'll be done tomorrow. Can't fit that in. And that's it, guys and girls.
Boys and girls.
So I need a couple of write-ups for next week, because the next Zoom will be next Wednesday, Sunday on the 9th. Nick, could you give us a write-up of yours? Is he legged it up? No, he's still there.
Thanks, Mick. I'm off. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Liz.
Bye, Liz.
Bye.
Bye, Liz.
Bye.
So anybody's got a couple of photos, just let me have them.
Can I ask Keith a question while he's still on, if he can hear me? Is it time to... Hello, mate. Is it time to take my cuttings?
I'd give it a little bit longer. Mine, touch wood, are overwintering really well at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm just holding on for a little bit longer. I won't take any till the end of February.
All right, okay.
But the cuttings I took last year and the mother plants are really doing quite well at the moment. So I should have plenty this year.
Excellent. All right, mate. Keep us informed.
If you, yeah, mine are in the spare bedroom, doing very nicely. If you have any problems, give me a shout. I'll have some spares.
All right, mate. Cheers.
Nigel, you sent me a size for that grow tent. You sent me 60 centimetres by 60 centimetres by 120 centimetres.
Yeah, that's 2 foot by 2 foot by 4 foot.
2 by 4.
2
Growing
foot,
cannabis.
2 foot square, 4 foot long. Yeah.
Oh no, it's Vitapod.
Yeah.
Vitapods.
That'll fit. A double will fit in there perfect.
Right, I've got a triple and all, so I'll have to measure that up.
Mm.
Thank you, Nigel.
Bit of 2 by 2. It's the cheapest way to do it.
Yeah.
2
About
by
35 quid.
Yes, I've seen them on eBay.
Yeah. I've just sent for another one actually. Should be here tomorrow or Tuesday.
Is he all right? Is he a decent?
Yeah.
Right, I'll order that tonight then.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Does anyone know
Nick,
where
you're
we
back
put
on.
it?
Can you do us a couple of photos for next week, Nick?
Yes, mate. Yeah. No worries.
Does anyone know when we put the cormlets in? Gladioli cormlets. You know the ones you sent us, Mick?
Bloody hell, young shit.
When do they go
They'll
in?
be on my Zoom sessions. When I do mine, you'll see them.
Right, okay.
Everybody be mentioning them. Oh, bit early. We're more excited, eh? We want to get going.
Get going.
My thought is, I think we've all been, we're all in this faux sense of security this year.
Yeah.
Been a lot of warm weather. I got loads of bulbs coming up, whether it's tulips, daffodils. Just seen the tops.
Oh, yeah, my bulbs are coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
they'll be flowering before
this
the end
year-
of January.
this year reminds me of 2018. It's exactly the same. We had some really warm weather right up to late January, and then February, March, April, we got absolutely hammered with really cold weather.
Yeah. Thing is, when you're doing shows and you've got to work out a date for like the daffodil show, the spring show, and it's mostly daffodils. One year it'll be in like February. Next year it'll be in April.
Yeah,
So you can't. You end up with a show with no daffodils.
Yeah, I don't think you can do a lot about that, to be fair.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
There's blizzards up in.
Well, you can grow them in a grow. If you know a show date, you can grow them in a greenhouse in a controlled environment with temperature, but that costs money.
Mm.
There's blizzards in Scotland with northerlies, which means you're going to get snow down here.
Mm.
Not down as far as me, probably not.
Don't know.
Yeah.
But northerlies
About
push it down, don't they? Northerlies push it down. Don't know. How far are you then, Sue?
Essex?
Oh no, I don't think it'll come down to you.
No. We did have snow one year in April.
I think it'll come down to Midlands, though.
Mm.
Like I said, I remember it did exactly the same in 2018. I keep a record of temperatures and that sort of thing, and it went right the way up to the mid-January, really warm, sort of 13, 14 degrees, and then the jet stream changed, and it brought in a load of high pressure from the north, and it worked down, and the jet stream couldn't change, and I think we had about 8 or 10 weeks of frosts and snow all around the country. That's what I reckon will happen.
Well, last year was quite cold, quite late, wasn't it? Because May, it's normally really sunny in May. Last May, it was really cold.
Mm.
We're doing 1 week of ice, so that it brings cod in, so we can go cod fishing, because at the moment it's not, water's not cold enough.
Still catching them.
Yeah. I had a couple other day, but nothing to any size.
Is that off the beach, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, nice. They're 3 or 4 pound, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice fish.
But I could do with a dozen just to fill the freezer up.
Oh, okay.
If water's not 7 degrees, they won't come in. They won't come in to feed in prawn beds. That's where we catch them.
Yeah, water temperature's got to be fairly warm as well.
No, cold, 7 degrees and below.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It must be fairly warm at the moment.
Oh, I think it's about 9 or 10.
Yeah.
It's no good at all. You're not.
I used to do a lot of fishing.
What, beach?
Yeah, everything. Beach, boat, carp, fly, course, a lot.
Beach is good. It's a day out, isn't it?
Yeah. Best fish I ever had. I had a 42-pound conger off the beach, and I had a 12-pound 6 bass.
Wow. Where were conger at the Serpent?
No, that was down on the south coast.
Yeah.
Yeah. 42-pound off a place called Seatown. I'll
a-
put a picture up. I'll send Mick a picture of it.
I want
You can put it up.
a 28-pounder off a beach of cod.
Well, that's a hell of a fish. Yeah.
What, 28-pound cod?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the record's about 42, I think.
I think it is. Yeah, I think you're right there, Nick.
How much would that cost down the chip shop?
A lot of money.
Well, if you think every time you have a fish, you get 4 ounces of cod, no more. So
I do a lot of just do a lot of competition fishing for around the UK as well, but I don't do any of that anymore. Stick to me gardening.
Have you been up on Umber, Nick?
Yeah, years ago. We used to do I don't know if you've heard about tournament beach casting and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I used to do all that years ago.
Wow. So your fingers are covered in rocket juice then.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I went fishing once, caught a tench.
I used to modify the millionaires reels, multipliers with different bearings and oils and everything. Yeah, I used to do all that.
I've got multipliers. I've got them. Millionaires.
Anyway, Nick's now seen the light. He's into gardening for us.
I got to stop talking about that, otherwise you'll be down on the beach, Mick, instead of gardening.
Only for me seaweed, that's all.
Yeah.
I'm sorting that at the moment.
That's still ongoing, or is it the second delivery?
I got
Are you allowed to take it off the beach?
I've got a letter from.
Yeah, I think so. You're not allowed to take pebbles or sand,
Get
but
caught, wait for it
seaweed's
to
fine.
get clear off.
I've got a letter from council. I made a deal. I'll clean up 6 bags of rubbish if I can take 6 bags of dead seaweed. And they said, "You've got a deal." So that was good.
It's not part of the Queen's what do they call it? Sovereign.
Don't belong to anybody.
Yeah. So the sand and stones you can't take.
That's right.
Oh, I've got some pebbles in my garden.
I'm going to report you soon.
I think everybody has when they've got kids.
Oh dear.
I'll bring it down, Mick, for you at show. I'll come and stop night, have a few beers with you, and bring your seaweed down.
Good. Right, people, I'm going to call it evening.
Yeah, thanks, Mick.
Thank
That was
you,
good.
Mick.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year,
everybody.
Happy New Year.
Enjoyed it.
Everybody.
Bye.
Cheers all.
Okay, see you later. Take care.